Does he care that girls are allowed to compete in sports without fear of injury? Does he think it's fair for girls to have to compete against biological males?
I just answered the question. It is a complicated issue. It is truly a complicated issue with a wide range of views, There is no yes or no answer to this. It is complicated. There's a rule that the Department of Education has put forward, and we're going to let that process move forward. It is, again, we want to make sure that while we establish guardrails with this rule, that we also prevent discrimination as well against transgender kids. But again, a complicated issue with a wide range of views, and we respect that.
A question on a big election topic, transgender rights. Former Governor Nikki Haley and presidential candidate says, quote, "The idea that we have biological boys playing in girls' sports, it is the women's issue of our time." Does the president agree that this is a women's rights issue?
So we've talked about this many times. This is the Title IX specifically. Look, and again, we've talked about this multiple times. It's a complicated issue, and there are a wide range of views on this. The Department of Education proposed a rule, as you know, that gives schools the flexibility to establish their own athletics policies. And so while establishing guardrails, right, to prevent discrimination against transgender kids. And that is something that is incredibly important, that the president wants to make sure that we also do that as well. So I'm just not going to get ahead of that. As I said, there's a proposed rule Title IX, on Title IX that the Department of Education has laid out. So I'm just not going to get ahead of that as it relates to the Department of Education.
The Kremlin, as you're aware, earlier today said Putin will not attend Prigozhin's funeral. And we're just wondering if there is an update on whether the U.S. thinks Putin is behind the Prigozhin plane crash.
And if we take a step back, if you look back for a second, all of this happened because of dysfunction inside Russia. A Russian WarLOAD himself, a cold-blooded killer, it's very clear. It's pretty evident what happened here. Don't have anything else to say.
We have an assessment from the administration.
I just said it's very clear what happened here. There's new assessment. It is very clear. It is very clear. I just laid it out. I don't have any new assessment for you on this.
Just to follow up on that, on your last answer, understand the context is clear there, but is the administration concluding that Putin was behind the death of Prigozhin?
It is very clear. I literally just laid out what the Kremlin, I just literally laid out what the Kremlin history has been. I don't have any new assessment. I'm just going to leave it to the words that I just gave you.
Okay, so the administration has no conclusion at this point.
I just laid out what the history of the Kremlin, what Mr. Putin tends to do. I just laid that out. So it's very clear what happened here.